suddenly the building, the office shaking. In 1 or 2 minutes, the mountain, we cannot see the mountain. The things I remember that time is just, oh God, today I will die.
I'm see the lowest peak, all the rocks was fallen, and some of the climbers actually they're still there. Actually what I'm doing, I'm just shout to them to running down.
Setiap 30 menit dia bergetar dan dia memang bergoyang lah.
And after that I saw my friend in the group. They are gone.
Find the water into it. It's all starting to happen. Eleanor's here.
If you just step to the microphone, I know it's difficult, but we make it as possible.
Just to stand in the middle of the road.
Well, yeah. If you just step up to the microphone.
Oh, okay. All right. We are, as you probably appreciate, really relieved to finally have Ellie home after what has been a very traumatic time for her. Ellie knows what she did was wrong and disrespectful, and she's deeply sorry for any offence caused to the people of Sabah. Ellie has been appropriately and fairly judged by the Malaysian authorities and has served her sentence in full. The case is now closed.
There was an incident recently where a group of European tourists climb up the mountain and get themselves photographed naked. That incident to the Kadazan in Dusun is something that not only insulting to the Kadazan in Dusun, but it's something that is totally abhorrent and totally unacceptable to be done on a sacred mountain.
Now, all of this started when photographs of these naked tourists were circulating online, showing them naked near the peak of Mount Kinabalu, which is considered sacred for locals here. There's lots of indigenous groups in Sabah state, and they believe it's the final resting spot for the spirits of their ancestors. And the Deputy Chief Minister of Sabah had said that he saw a direct correlation, a direct link between the actions of these tourists and the earthquake a few days later, which killed 18 people, including school children. Well, not all Malaysians, of course, agree with this, but they do believe that these foreigners had acted with entitlement and that they should be punished, because Sabah Park's officials have accused these foreigners of not only stripping, but also urinating and then cursing at one of their staff members.
Their little prank infuriated Malaysians. 4 Western tourists were fined and sentenced to 3 days in jail in Sabah, Malaysia on Friday after admitting to obscene behavior. Their crime? They had posed naked on top of Mount Kinabalu, Malaysia's tallest peak. 6 days later, an earthquake in that same area killed 18 people. An angry response, some here said, from the spirits of the mountain.
We don't know yet.
In Derby, England, the father of British tourist Eleanor Hawkins, who hasn't spoken yet to his daughter, says he's relieved over the judgment.
We think the sentence is appropriate and fair for the offence committed. I'm grateful that the Malaysian authorities reached this decision. Ellen knows what she did was wrong and disrespectful, and she is deeply sorry for any offence she's caused to the Malaysian people.
The 4 tourists, 2 from Canada and 1 each from Britain and the Netherlands, have been in police custody since Wednesday. All of them are scheduled to be deported.
I just want to say how relieved and happy I am to finally be home. I know my behaviour was foolish, and I know how much offence we all caused to the local people of Sabah. For that, I am truly sorry.
Right, you can understand that is unacceptable behaviour. There is a line also here, Jennifer, saying that they've been told either 3 months jail or 10 buffalo heads for sacrifice. Is that right?
Well, that is a suggestion from one of the native tribe leaders, but of course they're now being held in detention, and they're possibly facing a charge of public indecency, which could mean jail of up to 3 months, a fine, or even possibly both. Of course, this suggestion about buffalo heads, I mean, this comes from the native tribe customary traditions. It's not clear whether foreigners are subject to this, but certainly there are calls for them to be also tried under traditional native laws. Their lawyer says that they seem to be holding up well, but as you can imagine, they are very frightened for pulling this stunt, and there are lots of angry Malaysians around here who are calling for due punishment for these four.